Hello everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Our lesson today is Top Stars Part 2 from Module 5. Let's start with the learning objectives. Identify the rule of past modal verbs had to, didn't, have to. Use the rule of past modal verbs had to, didn't have to in speaking and in writing. Did you know that in order to live the life we live today, our fathers and grandfathers had to do a lot of things? In our lesson today, we will take a trip in a time machine. We will head to the past and learn how to form different types of sentences to express past obligation. Get ready and open your student's book to pages 56 and 57. Then, open your workbook to page 48. Let's start our lesson by recalling some information about Saud. Open your student's book to page 56 and answer the coming questions. I'd like you now to read question 1 with me. What did Saud have to do? Read frame 1 and answer. Correct. He had to help out at the opening of his uncle's restaurant. Let's read question 2 together. Did Saud have to prepare food? Read frame 2 and answer. Great! No, he didn't. Let's move to question 3 and read it together. What did Saud have to wear? Read frame 2 and answer. Very good. He had to wear a chicken costume. Now let's answer question 4. What did Saud have to do? Read frame 3 and answer. Great! He had to stop the traffic and pick all the leaflets up. I'd like you now to read the following sentences and tell me, what do we call had to and didn't have to? Genius! Had to and didn't have to are called past modal verbs of obligation. I'd like you now to read the same sentences again and tell me, why do you think we use had to and didn't have to? Very good. We use had to, didn't have to express obligation or lack of obligation in the past, respectively. Now here is another question for you. Where can we place past modal verbs of obligation in sentences? Yes, they are placed between the nouns or the pronouns and the main verbs. Let's learn how to form different types of sentences using had to. First, the affirmative form. We start with a noun or a pronoun, which could be Sarah, the boy, he, or they, and then had to. And after that, the base form of the verb, which could be study, eat, sleep, and so on. For example, I had to go to school yesterday. Having learned how to form sentences using had to in the affirmative form, let's now learn how to form sentences using had to in the negative form. Again, we start with a noun or a pronoun, and then the helping verb did and not, and after that, have to and the base form of the verb. For example, I didn't have to go to school yesterday. It's time to check your understanding, spot and correct the errors. Let's do the first one together. Jana doesn't have to go shopping last night. The error is great, doesn't, because we're talking about something that happened and finished in the past. The sentence becomes Jana did not have to go shopping last night. It's your turn now. Pause and do the rest. Back again. Let's check your answers. Number 2. They didn't have to taking part in the science fair. The error is very good, taking. As we said before, we have to use the base form of the verb after didn't have to or had to. The sentence becomes they didn't have to take part in the science fair. Number 3. The error is yes, had, because we can't use the past form of the verb after didn't or did. The sentence becomes I didn't have to visit my friend last Monday. You guys are amazing. The last type of sentences is the question form. Now, whose answer is yes, she did, no, she didn't? Very good. Did Hannah have to tidy her room? And whose answer is yes, they did, no, they didn't? Great. Did Hannah and Rana have to tidy the room? And whose answer is yes, I did, no, I didn't? Very good. Did you have to tidy your room? So, what did we do? Great. We started with the helping verb did, and then a noun or a pronoun, and after that, have to and the base form of the verb, and finally, the question mark. Another way of asking questions with had to is to use the WH words. Let's learn how. Now, whose answer is I had to go to school? Very good. Where did you have to go? And whose answer is I had to go in the afternoon? Yes. When did you have to go? So, what did we do? We started with a WH word and did, and then a noun or a pronoun, and after that, have to and the base form of the main verb, and finally the question mark. Now, what's the difference between this type of questions and the previous one? Great! The difference is that we use this type of questions when we want to ask about something more specific. It's time to check your understanding again. Do as shown between the brackets. Number 1. Did she have to surf the net? Answer the question. Your answer could be either yes, she did, or no, she didn't. Number 2. Nancy had to stay at home last Friday. Ask a question. Yes. Did Nancy have to stay at home last Friday? You guys are amazing. Having learned how to form different types of sentences using had to, I think you're ready to practice. Open your workbook to page 48. Exercise 2. In this exercise, you're going to read and complete the dialogue using the correct form of had to and the verbs in the brackets. Then you're going to tick the correct pictures. Let's do the first one together. Hi James, how are you? Oh, hi Charlie, I'm very tired. How was your trip? It was fun, but I had to get up at 7 every morning. Now tick the correct picture. Very good, it's D. It's your turn now. Pause and do the rest. Now take a minute and check your answers. You guys are marvelous. Let's have a break and chat. What did you have to do yesterday? What didn't you have to do yesterday? Pick a card and answer. Very good. I didn't have to draw. Pick another card. Yes, I had to read. You guys are the best. I'd like you now to use the prompts in the box to write some sentences about what you had to and didn't have to do yesterday. The following example might help you. Now pause and write. Back again. Let's check. Very, very good. It's time to check your writing. To do this, I'm going to use the cups strategy. Let's see. You capitalized the pronoun I. You used had to, didn't have to. You punctuated your paragraph correctly, and you spelled your words correctly. Nice work, everyone. That's it for today. As usual, you were amazing today. Thank you so much. Bye.